Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Janet Benson. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me today, and please feel at home, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for joining me today. And so before we get into the main story for today, I would first like to just give you a brief background on the person we're going to be discussing today, who is Spax Mining. And so let me just give you the backstory. So Spax Mining, whose real name is Kabasomulenga, is Zambia's youngest millionaire, and he's only 29. And some of you may only know him from Kitu's shout outs in his music, but Spax Mining, you guys, is actually owns a small mining company, and according to word on the streets, Spax Mining, aka aka Spax, also has assets that are worth over 50 million, according to some, and others say over 800 million, which is really nice and interesting, you guys, to know that one of our youths actually is out there making a difference. And it's also said that he didn't really have any academic qualifications, grade 12 and all that stuff, but he still worked hard to make something meaningful out of his life. However, during the beginning of the year, I think that should have been January, there were allegations that were raised concerning Spax that were associated with five cases of 5 counts of murder and attempted rape and attempted murder. According to the allegations that were raised, Spax Mining was working together with five others. So later on during the year, that should have been in that should have been in March. Spax was actually detained for the five counts of murder, attempted murder and rape, and when the matter came to plea on that should have been the 11th of August, if I'm not mistaken, Spax actually and five others who are associated with the cases, you guys, pleaded not guilty to the charges that I mentioned previously, which were the 5 counts of murder, attempted murder, and rape. So not very long after his release a cop came out to testify on Spax murder cases and attempted murder and rape cases, and testified to the Kitwe High Court, and he said he talked about how a boy is said to have died as a result of a brain damage and a fractured skull. He also talked about how Spax actually, whilst acting together with other persons unknown, attempted to murder and had carnal knowledge with a woman without her consent. And when the matter came up for continued trial, Mavuto Nkata, who is the cop who actually testified, told the court that he investigated the matter after the docket was opened, and he explained how one of the victims complained to the police on how one of the suspects inflicted pain on her using a taser gun while sitting on her stomach and squeezed her legs. So the inspector Nkata, who is the cop, also told the court how the said victim ended up being unconscious following the torture she went through. And he also testified that the investigation revealed that the group had attacked the family and caused injuries, whilst the youngest, Emmanuel Maponda, died after being admitted into hospital, which is really it was really it's really heartbreaking, you guys. And so they also he also explained that he did attempt Spax, sorry, and whilst working with other persons, actually did attempt to murder Billy Maponda, attempted to murder Sheila Wembia. That's quite a huge case right there, like judging by the number of people who are involved in the case. And he also did attempt to murder Stanley Maponda. And furthermore, he also testifies saying that whilst acting together with other persons, these guys had carnal knowledge with the woman without her consent. And so the case has been adjourned, and the matter is going to be seen is going to be set up for continuous trial. It is very sad. It's a very sad development, you guys, but at the same time, I'm actually glad that this cop has come forward to testify against Spax, because as we can see in with what's happening in our country, foreigners, very powerful people and wealthy people in our country are actually taking advantage of their wealth, positions, and power to take advantage of citizens and people because of the positions and their money. So it's actually good that there's actually people out there, there's actually a cop who is standing on the side of justice to make sure that these people, regardless of their position and money, actually face justice and face the consequences, and the public is watching. So I'm just wondering how this matter is going to turn out. And please, you guys, I really can't wait. I would look forward to actually hearing what you have to say concerning this matter, because I like the fact that once this case is reopened, this will actually be and this Spax will actually be an example to all those powerful people, business people out there, foreigners and other powerful people in our country. They'll be like he'll be an example to them to say that they can't get away with they can't do whatever they feel like doing and think they can get away with it. So I think this is good, and I feel like, yeah, the investigations must continue and the case should continue to be followed up. But it didn't mention that he didn't mention, other than the testimonies given by the by one of the victims,